You come in on the replay, make sure you say, hey girl, so I know that you were here. You guys know that I always try to make sure that I circle back around and yeah, I respond to all my folk. So I just wanted to come on for a really quick moment and just begin to encourage somebody, anybody, everybody. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much for like, tagging, sharing, and all of that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the channel, Mia Fuller on YouTube. If you are on YouTube and want to follow me on Facebook, it's Mia Smith Fuller Ministries is my ministry page, and Mia Smith Fuller is my personal page. Let me change some stuff on here so I can jump on into what I got to say. Hey, you coming on in? Hello, 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 hello. We bless the Lord of our Father. Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? All right, and let me see if I can get this going. And as you come in, just go ahead and begin to invite the people in. I'm going to share out with a few people that I know. Uh-huh. I'm going to share. I'm sharing and I'm sharing and I'm sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing some more. What's up? What's up? Hey, hey, hey. As you guys come in, just a hi. Just say hey. All right. So listen, I don't want to be on here too long. Again, I'm just on here just so I can give a little bit of encouragement. This holiday season is very much so like a lot of past holiday seasons that have come and gone. We sit around and we are like in this place of um, we get in this place of stagnation, we get in this place of grief, we get in this place of mourning. Around this time, you start missing your loved ones, you start missing your family, you start missing those who have gone on. And sometimes it's not even those who have may passed away. You're missing your family. Maybe you can't be with your family this holiday season. Maybe you can't necessarily get to where they are, or they can't get to you as to where you are currently. But I wanted to encourage you all on this evening to continue to press on, continue to keep going. I'm going to have a really transparent moment in just a moment, in just a second, in regards to how things are really unraveling for me. I talk a lot about my journey, and I talk a lot about um, me walking in my truth, me walking this faith journey out with God. And one of the main things that you guys have heard me talk about before has been me talking about depression. All right, I've talked about depression, and I've talked about how the Lord has allowed me to be able to overcome these things. That doesn't mean that it won't still trigger for it to happen. That's not what that means. When you are an overcomer of depression, that means you can actually see your triggers and you're able to deal with it in a different manner. And so that's what has been happening for me. I've been able to understand what my triggers are to trigger me to go to that place. I've understood. Even now I understand, like I'm in a place where I could very much so be depressed, and depression looks to me like I shut down. I shut down, I shut in. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to do nothing with nobody. Like I'm not fulfilled. I'm not happy. I'm not joyful. I'm not, I'm a lot of things other than anything positive. I'm everything that you can think of that would be negative. Hey sis, I'm everything that you could think of that would be negative normally whenever I get depressed. And I just challenged myself, and I kept telling myself I'm not gonna do that. This holiday season is different. because I was sharing with a friend of mine about a week ago, and I told them, I said, close to Christmas, this year I'm doing something a little different. This year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release my brother's ashes. My brother has been gone for 4 years, and I just been riding around and getting it with him. He's been in my car. We had him cremated, and so I've been just holding on to his ashes. I've been holding on to him, and lo and behold, during this time, I didn't know, Lord have mercy, I'm about to cry. I didn't know that there are 3 or 4 other women that's close to me who has dealt with things happening with their brother. 2 of them, their brother was murdered. One of them is on here now. If she don't mind me talking about it. 2 of them, their brother was murdered. The other 2, they had, just some things just had been going on with them, medical stuff, and they ended up passing away. Like my brother. My brother was not murdered or killed. He just had some medical things going on, and it was his time. And I have been holding on to my brother's ashes because there was a sense of release. There was a sense of relief for me whenever I would go around them, whenever I would feel some type of way. Now, this ain't witchcraft. It's not, I'm not sprinkling his ashes all over, and all this other kind of stuff. I'm just literally, he's in a jar. He's in a jar. I didn't even get a proper jar, urn, whatever y'all call them. I didn't even get a proper one because I knew eventually I was gonna have to let him go. Oh yeah, so he's right here. This is it. This is it. This is what I have left, I should say, because I've given some to his children. All of his children who wanted some, they got what they wanted, and this is the remaining of what I have. I've spread it some in the gravesite of our grandparents. I felt like, you would want to be close out there. But during this time, for the last week, y'all, I've become such a professional at covering this thing up that nobody around me even knew that every day for the last week, every day I'm waking up and I'm fighting to get up, I'm fighting to brush my teeth, I'm fighting to wash my face, I'm fighting to get into a regiment during the day. I am fighting to go through life. I'm fighting to get done what I need to get done for MSF LLC. I'm fighting to feed my children. I'm fighting to turn the other cheek. I'm fighting to smile when my husband walks in that door, because I with all the things that he deals with already as a pastor, with all the things he deals with already on his job, I don't want to be on top of all that he's already dealing with. And so it's been hard. It's been a hard week trying to smile and trying to encourage everybody else and trying to push and motivate everybody else when I am breaking down on the inside, when I am literally at a point where I'm just like, God, I can't get depressed. Like, I can't do this because that would not make you who you said that you are to me. And what you said is you would make me an overcomer. And because I believe that I am an overcomer, I can't get depressed. I can't stay in this state of mind. I can't stay here and allow the enemy to make me feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or that I'm not good enough. And there have been days where I know I needed to really just rest. Like, let's be honest about this thing. And feel how you want to feel, but this is Mia talking. Mia just had a baby. She's only 3 months old. I had a C-section. I went through a lot of things during my pregnancy to get her here. And so instead of me taking all the times that I really needed to rest, I jumped in trying to start doing stuff I know I had no business doing. And so I really didn't let my body, it's healed. My body is healed, but I didn't let my body rest the way that I should have. And so some days I'll literally sit here and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do nothing. And then the enemy will come. Well, it's okay to be lazy and it's okay. Well, it's not being lazy, it's resting. It's a difference between laziness and resting. And I had to understand that. And I hope to God that this really does help and it reaches somebody to understand that it's a difference between lazy and it's a difference between lazy and resting. Sometimes you need to rest. And guess what? Mentally, you need to rest as well. There are times when my mind is going, like it's just going, and I'm a creative. And so I'm always thinking about what's the next thing that I can do with my ministry. What's the next thing that my husband can present to the church, or what can we do for the church? What can we do for the community? What can we do for our friends and family? Like, I'm a creative, so my mind is always going with ideas of things to do. And I rarely literally can just shut it down. But had I not done that this week, y'all, somebody probably would have admitted me somewhere, simply because you have to take the time to take care of yourself. You have to take the time to take care of you mentally. You have to take time to make sure that you are investing in yourself. And so if you can see, the title that I wanted to talk about was how your little is big. Your little is a lot to somebody else. I used to, I had a friend of mine who used to tell me all the time, this person was jealous of you and that person was jealous of you. And I didn't understand it at the time, because I was like, I was living with a family member. At that time, I didn't even have my own vehicle. It was just me and my son. But what are they jealous about? Or were they jealous because you know how to be able to get up and you can make, a whole meal out of $3, whatever the case may be. And it's crazy to think that people are jealous of those small things that it's small to us, but it's really big to somebody else. And so in this season, I want you to know, whatever you are thinking that is small to you is actually big to somebody else. And you need to think bigger about yourself. You need to think bigger about what you possess. Think bigger about what it is that you're trying to do, simply because this is not the season to allow assassination to take its place. Jesus. This is not the season that you're going to allow assassination to take its place. I can stand strong and I can say, greater is he that is within me than he that it is within the world, because I know what I have overcome. I know what God has done for me. This is not a happy-go-lucky thing for me. This holiday, I'm trying my best to be all that I need to be for my family, for my husband, for Dallas, right? Because she's of age now where she can get in there and she can do what she wants to do with her gifts. Zai still gonna look like, oh, okay, that's what y'all doing. Like, this is kind of like a repeat of all the time. But y'all, don't allow the enemy to get in so deep in your mind to make you feel like you having a day of rest, you mentally taking a break is making you lazy. It doesn't make you lazy. It rejuvenates you, and it allows you to be able to give that push that you need to give, not only to yourself, but also to those that are around you. Understand, the enemy doesn't want you happy. Understand, the enemy doesn't want you happy. And I'll say it again. Understand, the enemy doesn't want you happy. And so he's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that your holiday season does not go the way that you would want it to go, to make sure that your joy is fulfilled. And so you got to make sure you push through. And so as I continue on this faith walk, as I continue on this journey, I ask, and I rarely ask, but I just ask that you continue to pray for me, simply because Releasing my brother's ashes whenever that comes, and I know it's going to be by Christmas. Releasing my brother's ashes, that's not only releasing my brother, that's not only me releasing my brother, I should say, that's me beginning to release a lot of hurt, a lot of anguish, a lot of resentment that came with my brother's death, that came with the relationship that I just had with my brother. My brother and I, we were close. We were very close. We were so close that yeah, I was his fighter. I used to fight. I mean, almost all the girls that he was with. It was what it was. That's my brother. And bad, good, right, wrong, indifferent, whatever, that was my brother. And that was my blood brother. Like, my mama had him. Matter of fact, she had him first and then she had me. And so it had to be like it was. But I, of course, always act like I was the oldest. And so this is going to help me be able to release a lot of the things that I have allowed myself to keep bottled up. Um, and also I'm praying that when I do this, that I'm able to help somebody else release as well what they need to release, because having this stuff like bottled up and clogged up all in you, you wonder why your health is the way that it is. You wonder why your days go the way that they go. You wonder why your eating habits have changed. You ever realize that, like, you can literally go all day sometimes without eating, and then some days you just like back to back to back to back? It's something that's triggering that. It's your health that's triggering that, and you got to get it checked. Like, mentally, you got to figure that out and say, okay, you know what? I'm a little bit stressed. I'm a tad bit stressed out from whatever I got going on, the children, the husband, the wife, the church, the ministry, the job, like whatever it is, I'm a little bit stressed. And so I need to take some steps back, gather myself, and then I can go back to it. Yeah, and then just go back to it. And so listen, I didn't come on to be long at all. I just want to make sure that somebody knows, I feel your pain. I feel your heart. I feel your heart. There's, like I said, I didn't know that when I made up my mind. I literally just told my friend last week I was going to be releasing my brother's ashes. And immediately after that, it's like things just started happening with other people and their brothers getting murdered, being hurt. It's just been a lot that's been going on. And at one point in time, I almost reneged and was like, well, that's going on. I'm not gonna let my brother go, but I gotta let it go. I got to let it go. I got to release. I gotta release some stuff. Yeah, I gotta release some stuff. And so I'm encouraging you all this holiday season. Don't allow the enemy to make you feel like your little bit is not a lot. Don't allow the enemy to come and destroy the peace that you have worked so hard. You've worked all 22 to build this peace within yourself. And you telling me that this month, the month before the new year comes, for you to really celebrate that you were able to accomplish that thing, whatever that thing was. If you were able to accomplish being on a job longer than you normally are, if you were able to accomplish buying a car, buying a house, if you was able to accomplish that peace, if you was able to accomplish being in a successful relationship, if you was able to accomplish being in a friendship longer than 3 days, whatever it is that you were stretching to be able to accomplish in 23, don't let the enemy take that away from you. Don't allow the enemy to steal your joy, because there is still time for you to rejoice. There is still time for you to rejoice. I can smile. I can smile for real, because God has seriously been good to me even through this week. Every day I may get up crying, and I may get up trying to push myself, and I may get up feeling like there's no hope and feeling like, all is just doomed. But God has showed me every single day there's still purpose for my life. There's still purpose for me. There's still something he wants me to do. There's still room for me at the table. And so I gotta eat as much as he allows me to until he doesn't allow me to do it anymore. Or she don't sit up and went to sleep. Until he allows me not to do it anymore. And so, listen, 23, year 23 is almost here. It's almost here. And you are on the cusp of a breakthrough. You are on the cusp of whatever it is that you're seeking from God. If you have done your due diligence, and you know what your due diligence is, if you have done your due diligence in 22, you can definitely expect that whatever it is you're seeking from God, that he's going to do it before 23. That's what I believe. I still believe that God is going to turn some things around in my life before 23 comes. He's going to give me a glimpse within the next couple of weeks of what 23 is really going to look like. And I believe it's going to be very prosperous. I believe it's going to be very positive. I believe that it's going to be mind-blowing. I believe it's going to be very life-changing. I believe that there's going to be a lot of growth. I believe that there's going to be a lot of knowledge. I believe there's going to be a lot of wisdom. I declare all of those things over me and my family and my husband and my children. I believe Mayan, he still has time to do it. He literally, to him, he got all the time in the world. He can stop time to be able to do what he said he was going to do for you. That's the type of God we serve. And so be who you are and be okay. Be okay to not be okay. My big sister, she came on last night and she said that. She said, be okay not to be okay. Be okay in knowing that sometimes you need to rest. And when you rest, that means that you lay in your bed, you don't do nothing. You may get some ice cream. That's cool. Is that your favorite ice cream? Some cookies, some chips, some celery, whatever. Whatever that snack looks like to you. But sometimes you have to just deprogram yourself. And so, listen, I literally just want to encourage somebody's heart to be okay during these holidays. Your family members may not be around, but make it the best that you can make it. Do the best that you can do for you during this holiday. Plan a trip, even if you just go 30 minutes away from where you live. Plan a trip. Go do whatever. Or stay home in your pajamas. Drink some coffee, hot cocoa. Put on the YouTube right now. Of course, because it's the holiday season, they have a lot of different like jazz and all of that kind of stuff going on. And you can put like the fireplace on your TV. You can put, like a coffee shop. Like you can make your house whatever you want to make it, is what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's literally why she sleep right now. Because if you can't hear it, I have rain going on in the background. That just it's a soothing type thing for us in my house. I don't allow myself to really think about it. I'm gonna go through the grieving process. But today I was here. Yeah, and Shay, it's a lot for you because it was kind of like back to back for some of your family members. But God is still able, and God is still guiding. God is still guiding. God is still keeping you even in the midst of it all. And sometimes we actually need that alone time. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when you are alone and you begin to cry, and if you're alone and you begin to cry out, you like ever had worship by yourself? It's absolutely the best worship because you can get as ugly as you want to before the Lord. You can literally sit here and cry your lashes off, your wig be tilted, one earring in, one earring out. All of this stuff can happen when you're in worship by yourself. And even when you take that moment to just cry and just release about that loved one, it's okay. It's okay to do that. It's okay. Hey, I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but I need you to know that it's okay to sit in your house and cry over the person that you truly love and they're no longer here. It's okay. However, there is a moment that you will have to dust yourself off, because that also, it can lead to depression if you allow it. And so make sure that you have that time. Most people, like myself, when depression hit, it was because I had bottled it up for so long. I had bottled up all of my emotions and feelings and all of that. And because of me doing so, I ended up, whenever I would cry over, past people who have now gone on, my grandmother, my father, my grandfather, whoever I would cry over, that would allow, I would slip into depression because I hadn't did it. I hadn't really grieved. I hadn't really let it go. And so now I can more so cry from a happy place, if that makes sense. I can cry and I can just thank God. And I have to literally tell myself they're not hurting anymore. They're not having to go through all of this chaos. I don't know how stressed out I would be knowing how medication is now going up for our elderly, knowing that my grandmother would still need medication. Like, I don't know how I would trip out about that. And so there are certain things that happen, and I'm like, God, you know what? I just got to be okay with the fact that you took her. I got to be okay with the fact that you took him. That's it. But you got to put a positive spin on it. That's what's helping me. And I thank God, because um my husband has really, really helped me see things more positive. If I say something and he's around, he's definitely gonna put a positive spin on it. And sometimes you're like, I didn't ask you, that type of thing, but he does his best to also pull me up out of this thing. Because who wants to be around anybody that's depressed? Nobody wants to be around that. And so, because nobody wants to be around it, it pushes that person to be somebody that they're not. But also, what I want to encourage you to do is I want you to start talking about it, so those that are around you, they can begin to help. I have a feeling that after this, I know my sister, she's on here, she's gonna call me and she's probably gonna go off, but start talking about what you're feeling. Start talking about the emotions that you're having with someone who will pour back into you. Listen, if you got friends and they're gonna be like, girl, please, it is what it is, move on. No, you need somebody who's really going to be able to biblically help you, pray for you. It depends on what level of depression you are in. Someone who you can really speak to, that really can help you manage that thing and get over it. That's all. That's all. Therapy and God, coach and God, therapy, God, and coach. All of them go together. All right. So I just wanted to come on. Like I said, thank y'all so much for coming in. Hey Tiff, I saw that you just came in. If you're on, you just came on, I just wanted to encourage everybody during this holiday season to not give up on themselves, to not fall victim to depression. Your little is a lot. Your little is a lot. Do not fall victim to depression. Don't allow this thing to take you over. Don't allow it to make you sit in a room full of people and feel like you are the only person there. Don't or that you're invisible. Don't allow this to allow you to sit in front of opportunity. When opportunity comes, don't allow depression to make you sit in a room full of people that can sponsor your next thing. Thank you, Jesus. That can sponsor your next event, and you're not speaking up to what it is that you do. Like, don't let depression be the killer. Don't let depression do that to you. All right. Listen, I love you guys. I really do. I pray that everybody is safe these holidays. Continue to be as safe as possible. It's a lot of stuff that's happening already. I'm gonna definitely be praying for a lot of people. I've been heavy as well, praying for those that are around me that have lost their brothers. It's a crazy connection, but I don't know. I'm asked all the time, like, how do you deal with depression and then you still out here doing what you're doing for everybody else? I don't know. It's God. That's all I can tell you. I do what I do, and I do it genuinely from my heart when I do it. And I do it with the understanding that if he do it for you, he's going to do it for me. So y'all have a wonderful evening. I hope to see you guys